So get this. What if I told you there's an entire animation studio, and I'm talking building multiple complex cinematic universes, and the whole thing is run by volunteers? No, really. That's exactly what's going on at Black Panda Studio. They're using AI tools and honestly, one of the most ridiculously detailed production playbooks I have ever seen.
Okay, you have to see this. This one phrase, this is the key to their entire operation. We optimize for feelings per second. And look, this isn't just some catchy slogan they slapped on a t-shirt. This is their core philosophy. It drives every single decision they make, and it's what sets them so far apart from anyone else in this space.
All right, so let's start by digging into the first piece of their blueprint, the philosophy. This is their soul, right? It's the why behind all the incredible worlds they're building. And this really gets to the core of it. They're not just trying to pack in as much plot as they can. No, their metric is feelings per second. Think about that. If a 10-second clip doesn't make you feel something specific, like really feel it, whether that's resolve, discovery, or defiance, it's considered a bust. It goes right back to the drawing board, no exceptions.
And this whole philosophy is built on a few really solid house rules. First up, the no judgment zone. You gotta remember, this is a team of students and entrepreneurs, so creating a safe, supportive space is everything. Then, lower is law. Super important. The stories they build are sacred. Consistency is king. And finally, and this one is crucial, canonical representation.
And wow, does this quote nail that last point? Why will they never change these features? Because her representation is canon locked. That's not just a guideline, it's a hard-coded rule. It is a permanent, non-negotiable part of her character and their world. It's literally written into their training manuals and is a checkbox they have to tick on their production sheets. It's just baked into their DMA.
Okay, so we get the mission, we get the soul of the studio. Now let's take a look at the incredible worlds that are actually being built from this foundation. And just look at the creative range here. It's wild. On one hand, you've got Naya Dreadblade, this epic dark fantasy about a warrior monk taking down an empire. Then there's CTRL plus Love, a super meta story that takes place inside a computer. And on the total other end of the spectrum, Ramen Noodles, which is this cozy 90s-style slice-of-life romance. And remember, all of this is being built by a team of volunteers. It's just mind-blowing.
Right, so the big question is, how? How does a remote team of volunteers actually pull all of this off with such incredible quality and consistency? Well, let's pull back the curtain and look at the machine behind the magic. They've got this slick 4-phase baton pass system. It's like an assembly line for creativity. It starts with the blueprint, where writers and leadership figure out the emotion of the scene. Then, the baton gets passed to build, where prompters turn that into super detailed visual instructions. Next up is motion, where animators use tools like Gemini and Sora to actually generate the shots. And finally, release, where moderators package it all up and send it out into the world. It's this beautiful, seamless flow from a simple idea to a finished piece of animation.
And this is where their obsession with detail really shines. Take a look at their shot-by-shot prompting. They're not just tossing a vague idea at the AI like a character walks into a shop. No way. They are acting like a film director, giving these hyper-specific instructions. 3/4 back view, not touching the door, facing the counter. They're treating the AI like a surgical tool, a scalpel, not just a big dumb sledgehammer. And that obsession with detail, it goes all the way through to their QA process. They have this massive checklist to catch all those classic AI mess-ups. Things like, is the character actually entering the room, or does it look like they're leaving? Are both backpack straps showing? Is steam only coming off of hot food? This is how they nail that shot-to-shot consistency, which, as you know, can be one of the hardest things to get right with AI. So how do they manage all these volunteers? Well, the whole studio is built on a system of earned trust. When you're new, you're a level 1 trainee. Every single thing you make has to get approved. But as you prove yourself, you level up to level 2, becoming trusted, and you can start self-approving your work. And then there's level 3, the elite, the leadership. These are the folks with access to the big picture strategy, and even the keys to the studio's social media accounts.
Okay, but making cool art is only half the battle, right? You also have to deal with the internet. And their approach to community management is, well, it's frankly brilliant. They see every single comment, good or bad, as a strategic opportunity.
So let's look at their playbook. First, you've got the classic AI hater comment, the quality critic. You know the type. This looks like trash, or more AI slop. So how do they handle it? Their playbook literally says, respond with class. They have scripts for this. They'll reply super politely, agree that AI can be a little janky sometimes, but then they pivot back to the human story and the direction behind it. And what happens? The critic looks like a jerk, the studio looks amazing and reasonable, and here's the kicker, all that interaction actually boosts the post in the algorithm. Genius.
All right, then you get the second type of comment, the rage baiter. These are the people who just want to start a fire. The classic AI is theft comments, designed for nothing but to provoke an argument.
And their counter move here is just chef's kiss. They do absolutely nothing. They let their own fans and other users jump into the comments and fight the battle for them. Their manual actually says, let them fight, it helps our views. And it does. All that back and forth drives a crazy amount of engagement, which pushes their work in front of thousands of new eyeballs. They turn the hate into fuel.
So when you put all these pieces together, what do you have? Black Panda Studio isn't just making cool animations. They are pioneering a completely new model for how a passionate community can build something massive together.
And if there's one thing you take away, let it be this. This entire massive universe, with all its different projects and this super detailed production machine, it's all built on one thing. A mandatory 1-hour sync meeting per week. That's it. 1 hour. It's just staggering proof that a small, dedicated, and hyper-organized group of volunteers can now do what used to be possible only for giant studios with millions of dollars. You know, there's a line from their show, Control plus Z Love, that just perfectly sums up their entire mindset. Fixing beats deleting. And that's exactly what they do. When a shot is wrong, they don't just scrap it and get frustrated. They analyze it, they tweak the prompt, they fix it. It's this resilient, iterative approach that they apply to everything, not just the animation. Which really brings us to the big final question, doesn't it? With this unique mix of a mission-driven culture, a finely tuned production machine, and some seriously savvy community building, has this small group of volunteers accidentally created the blueprint for the community-led creative studios of the future? It's definitely something to think about.